Hello and welcome, I'm Mystical, this is Mystical Gaming. We're jumping into Watcher of Realms and this is the new guild boss, Abyss 1. I'm just going over a guide on his abilities, how they work and the rotation of the boss and that sort of thing. An actual guide on the boss I think is going to be a lot further away off, certainly for my account. So Nightmare 4, this is the chest rewards we get at the moment. You can see there they are there. That's what we're all used to. We get 3 of those and normally your guild will kill it, so you'll get doubled up rewards. Now this is the first chest available in Abyss 1. The rewards are better, but whether the drop rate for the soul stones are any better or not, I don't know. So we'll have to wait and see on that. But as far as a guild killing it, seems to be quite a way off. This is the world rankings, or at least on Forerunner, we're still only at 14k, so I think it's quite a while before anyone gets this done up, or whether it gets reduced down or not, who knows. These are all the abilities the boss has got, and there's quite a lot to read through and get through and that sort of thing, so I've been playtesting it a bit today. I thought what would be easier is if we actually have a fight with the boss and then we sort of pause when he does an ability, we'll show the ability and we'll do a complete rotation of the boss, and then you get an idea of what the boss actually does. Okay, so I think the recommended BP is around 950, I think it is for this. When the boss comes in, it's much the same, but nowadays he's all purple. Now one of the things, or one of the abilities does, is a lot of the abilities have what's known as, it just says a little comment at the bottom, it says reduced healing. So let's just cover that to start with. As you can see, you can put 10 people down, the platform based units go there, and the platform based units go there, and the ground based units were the other ones that we use Volca for, obviously. So the breakdown of the fight is a little different, and you can use 10 people. So on with this reduced healing and what it is. So we're just going to place our tank down and then place our healer down, and then as you can see with our healer, we heal for 15,890 points of healing. That's the heal that we kick out on a normal scenario if nothing else changes. But when the boss does abilities, a lot of them come with reduced healing. So there's the reduced healing there. We're now healing for 10,279. It's about 30%. I haven't really worked it out that much. I've just done a couple of runs with those two, and that's what it works out at. So right, let's get on with the run and see how and where we are. So the first ability the boss does is Drake's Bellow. Drake's Bellow unleashes a single full screen attack that deals true damage based on the target's current HP percentage and applies Burning Corrosion. Burning Corrosion deals continuous damage to the target and their adjacent units while reducing healing. So that's the reduced healing, that 30% part. I haven't done a full workout again. So that's actually what happens there. So if we just play this on, we can then see that's a full screen attack that he's now going to do. There we go. And then we've got a little dot on us which does some damage. There isn't any debuff that goes on you or anything like that, and there's a bit of true damage coming off us. Next ability we've got is Storm Surge. So Storm Surge, Infernal Lightning strikes each target one time with charged particles, dealing damage while reducing healing received. Again, we're back to that healing received, and inflicting stun for n seconds. It's normally just a quick 1 second stun. Lightning Surge unleashes 1 lightning surge on each target. Charged particles, after the lightning surge ends, continuously unleashes multiple charged particles that deal damage and reduce healing received. Again, back to that healing received being reduced, cannot be dispelled. So all those dispellers that we've been working on, they no longer get used here, or that part of their kit is no longer usable here. There we go. Here's a Storm Surge coming up, and then if you just notice, we're back up to our 15,000 healing again. So our healing reduction has worn off just before the Storm Surge came along. Okay, so we're just going to quickly cut over now and we'll run a full team again because I die, so there'll be a lot of cutting in and out, and we'll just show the abilities coming up. So there's a Drake's Bellow. As we know, he always does that first, and then after a Drake's Bellow we've got the Storm Surge. We've gone into the Storm Surge, we know what that is now. So here's the Storm Surge coming up, and there's the Lightning Strike too. But then everyone does get stunned. Then we go into the Drake's Bellow again, which he seems to do every other turn, so to speak, and then we're into Worm's Wrath. So if we have a quick look at that one then and flash that up. Right, unleashes waves of purple flames from the ground, dealing multi-stage damage to all targets. Power up, absorbs the ground flames to summon powerful fireball from the sky, annihilate, targets the hero with the highest HP on the battlefield and deals massive damage one time. If no other units are adjacent to the target, all damage is concentrated impact on the target hero, resulting in instant death. So we'll just run that through and have a quick look at it. So the problem is, if you have people beside you, you get other things attacking you, and you spread certain things, you need a lot more healing. If you don't, then you get annihilated. You get that annihilation on that mode there. What is it? Worm's Wrath. So, or Wyvern's Wrath, sorry. So bear in mind that it's sort of caught between a rock and a hard place. Now, this time round, I'm going to put a constance down, so we've actually got someone beside. And then you'll notice that you've got that sort of adjacent where it says, you'll notice the ring, the squares around him, when we get round to it, will illuminate red, and you can sort of see where it's going. So there's the Storm Surge, which apparently is the lightning strikes, and then he does 3 hits on the ground, which, I don't know. Make of it what you will. Drake's Bellow again, because we go back round to that, and then the next one, of course, will be the Wrath. Here we go. Yeah, here's the Wrath strike, and then you'll see from above, you'll see where it's hitting that main target there and everyone around him. The damage around isn't as much as I initially thought it was, so you can easily get around that. Then we go into Drake's Bulwark. Okay, so quick look at this one. So Drake's Bulwark activates Dragon's Bulwark, granting a shield for himself. If the shield is broken, the dragon enters a weakened state. If the shield isn't broken, instantly kills all heroes on the battlefield. Okay, so that's quite straightforward. It's the shield as we normally expect to see it, only this time, if you don't break it, there's no sort of ways of getting around it and then replacing heroes. Anything like that is a straight up wipe. So we've got plenty of heroes to place down, we've got plenty of coinage we can use, but the boss literally comes along and annihilates everything. Does it quite stylishly, and that's it, it's complete. The run is over. There is no wait until it's done or play some other units, that sort of thing. It's a wipe if you don't get rid of the shield to start with. Okay, so do bear that in mind. You do need to get rid of the shield. I haven't found a cheesy way around it, so to speak, at the moment. Okay, so let's jump into our run. Now, as we go forward, we can see that we're going to just place down our heroes again, and we should be able to motor our way through it quite quickly this time. And this time round, to actually break the shield, we're just going to chuck some DPS for ourselves. Okay, now you haven't got to worry that much about placing them next to each other. You can overhill past it, I think that's the way I'd be going with it, as opposed to just using platform based. Again, you get the stun, but you haven't got to place them down straight away. You've really got to get rid of that shield to start with, and you probably want enough healers down there to go first. So whether you'll be able to do the normal scenario of placing them down and then invigoration, next DPS and invigoration, we'll have to wait and see. But there's all the heroes that get hit. Sun Wukong, it appears that his clones get hit as well, so whether they absorb some of that damage, I haven't done enough tests. There's the Bulwark, there's the shield gone, so we should be able to break through the shield this time. Okay, and then the boss is now down into that normal weakened state that we'd normally expect, and you can DPS away on him. Now, this is the weakened state of the boss, and then he will wake up, and then he'll go into the next phase for us. Okay, so that's all fairly normal and stuff we've all seen before and we expect. Now, something to note is I didn't place any magic damage down there. So if we use magic damage in phase 1, we can see we are doing 10 damage. That is it. We only do 10 damage. Now that's this part here, Unnatural Mutilation, Ancient Bloodline, mutates his body, Surgeon with Power, the Ancient Bloodline. Please use physical attacks in this form, as magic damage only deals 10 damage. And then when he swaps over forms, Nightmare's Revenge, he then mutates his body, Surgeon with Power, yada yada, all the usual stuff. Use magic attack in this form, physical damage will only do will only do 10 damage. And it is 10 damage, not 10% or anything like that. It's just a straight up 10 damage that we could see there. Okay, so just something for you to note, that at least in the first round there's no point in putting your magic dealers down. It just gives your healers more work to do, and they're going to be doing no damage. Okay, so unless you can find some that actually do some damage, then you haven't really got to worry about putting them down straight away. Now, the only other thing to note is things like Pope, when he does his ultimate, we can trigger off his ultimate, we'll see that true damage does work. So even though he only did 10 damage, we can see there we're getting 10k just off his one tick of his ultimate. So that's worth noting, that true damage does work on both sides. That doesn't fall into a physical or a magical side of things. It works throughout. Right, so this time around we're going to drop the shield as quickly as we can. Okay, we'll get that shield down, and then, because there's no point in putting our magic damage dealers up there before, we'll put a couple of magic damage dealers up there and we'll remove the physical ones. Okay, so physical damage dealers being removed, magic DPS going up there. Now have a look at this. We still only do, in the weakened state, 10 points of damage on there. They're still only doing 10. The true damage is knocking up fine, but the magic damage, until he's actually fully transformed, there you go, dragon promoted, then you start doing magic damage to him. So your magic damage dealers don't, as soon as he's in the weakened state, do the next form of damage. So as you can see, the boss is now transformed over and he goes straight back into his normal mode of the Drake's Bellow. So that's the first assault that he does there that we can see. Right, now the next one is a Seismic Slam. So it launches a multi-strike full screen attack with 3 ground slams generating shockwaves. Ground slams high damage to ground units, while shockwaves deal relatively low damage to platform based units. So it's your ground units that are going to take the bulk of the damage here. So if we just roll this on, we'll be able to see him actually do that. There we go, 1, 2, 3, there we go, and a bit more healing. And we're all good and we can carry on. And then we're back to a Drake's Bellow again, which seems to be his every other attack that he does as he goes through. And then lastly, we're down into his next attack. So our Meteoric Deluge targets the units with the highest max HP on the battlefield and launches multiple meteorites at them. When each meteorite hits the ground, it deals physical damage to the target and nearby units while inflicting burning corrosion. Also triggers a full screen shockwave that deals physical damage and applies debuffs. I can't notice any of the debuffs that it applies, so it doesn't. I don't know if it doesn't apply any or it just doesn't show up. Burning corrosion deals continuous damage to all targets and the units within range and significantly reduces healing, cannot be dispelled. So we're used to that bottom bit about healing and stuff like that. So just go and have a look at this. So there he is, there's the meteorites coming down, hitting our tank. We can heal up our tank, there we are. But I've gone around a couple of times and tried to trick on people and I can't see any debuffs anywhere. And then we're back down to Dragon's Bulwark again, which is the same as we've seen before, and you've just got to break the shield down. And then if you don't break the shield down as per normal, then it's a complete wipe for everyone. So I'm a mile off wiping that shield out, but there you go, that's it. A quick one to note, and there we go, that's the fight wiped out. So we've done about 2,000 blood there, but that's not an issue. Need to get to 5 for the first chest. So the last couple of abilities the boss has got is a Punishing Blow. Each time a hero is defeated or retreats, their redeployment time is increased by 30 seconds. Even with Volker on your team, you're going to struggle to move these players off and then back onto the field. And then lastly, the other ability that he's sort of got going on in the background is this one here, where it channels ultimate power of his current form, dealing damage to all targets on the battlefield every 4 seconds, deals massive damage to summons. Now bear in mind, Sun Wukong, his clones are also classed as a summon, I believe, as well, and Wailing Skull, if you get the person for that, that's a summon as well. But if you're using the magic version of that artifact, it doesn't seem to class it as a summon. Don't know why, just weird parts of the game. So there you go, that's a quick run through on the boss and his abilities and sort of how he works and the rotation of the boss. And maybe you'll find that somewhat helpful going forward and sorting out your teams or prepping for your teams. As we sort of learn more as we're going on, we'll see how it pans out. But that's about it from me at the moment. So thank you very much for your time. If you could leave me the thumbs up, like and subscribe, it would help me out massively. And as soon as I learn more or have anything more about this, I'll drop it in a video and let you know. And I'm going to keep playing around with it. I really do quite like it. Whether the rewards are worth it or not, I'll let you see. And then, or how often. If I can get to the first chest, and then I will collect up as many rewards as I can from the first chest, and we'll see what it's like within, I don't know, 10 rewards or 50 or however long it takes before it comes out. We'll just collect them up and we'll have a little look to see how well we've done, to see if we can sort of ascertain at least a rough guide on what drop rates and that sort of thing are, although it'll only be me doing it, so the market size will be very small. Anyway, right, like I said, that's me done. Thank you very much for your time. I'll see you in a video again tomorrow. Cheers, goodbye.